Yes, mwena batulaba ku Mulengera Media TV. Tuwaniza okubaniza akawungezi kalero. Olunaku lwaleero tuli ne Moses Byamugisha era ng'ono y'omu ku beesimbyewo ku kifo kya FDC oba kiyite ekya president era ng'ayagala okudda mu bigere bya Patrick Oboy Amuriat. Akadde kanene nga FDC erimu emigozo bano wano na wali. Twagala okumanya omukulu ono ayeteeseteese ku kifo kino eno. Ayeteeseteesa atya biki byateeseteesa okusobola okuba nga agonjoola mu kibiina kino ekya FDC n'ebintu byonna ebiringa ng'ebyo. Njagala okuba nga ate mbazza ku ludda luli oluliko Tewaniko John ate oba nga ate atutanyiza ensonga zino eno tuzitegeere bulungi.
Thank you very much. Mr. Moses Byamugisha,
yes.
Welcome to this interview.
I'm happy to be on Mulengera News. It's my first time to be here.
Correct. Thank you. Who exactly is Moses Byamugisha in terms of the politics and his involvement in the FDC party?
Byamugisha Moses is a lawyer from Rukunjiri. In 2001, I happen to have been one of those young people that embraced the message that was being shared by Reform Agenda. The Reform Agenda headed by Dr. Besigye then. And so we actively participated in the Reform Agenda campaigns through into the formation of the FDC party and up to today. So at my 41 years of age, I've lived 22 years as a youthful, as an opposition activist in the Reform Agenda and the FDC. I have actively held various positions, both at students level. At UCU, I contested for guild president, won, although I didn't take office. But again, I was also able to serve as the president of the law faculty, a position that I took on after being challenged with the guild elections. In the party, mainstream party, I've mobilized for the youth league of the FDC. I have not occupied any position, formal position in the main structure, and that is why for the last 10 years I've been campaigning to become party president, because I feel that's the position I can serve best. But besides that, I've worked closely with key people, particularly Dr. Besigye. I was always one of those young people that were moving with him around the country throughout all these campaigns. Yes. And in 2017, I contested for party presidency, which I was contesting with Amuriat, General Muntu, and another gentleman, I've forgotten the name. So this is my second time I'm contesting with Amuriat. And I hope that now the delegates will be able to realize what I was telling them so that they can now make a better decision today. Yes.
How did it go in 2017? How did you perform?
In 2017, I performed rather fairly well. I can't remember the exact figures, but for example, during the FDC presidential debate, and even including the main campaigns in Nambole, the feedback from the voters was that I had the best presentation. They rather indicated to me that because of the contradictions that we had in the party then between Muntu and Dr. Besigye in terms of approaches, they said that perhaps they needed to first sort out that contradiction and ensure that the party is having one approach of defiance, and when they've sorted that, then they would be able to come back to the rest of us who want leadership. So they said the 2017 election was more of a referendum than actually an election between just candidates.
A referendum on the two strategies.
On the two strategies, because then Dr. Besigye was championing defiance, while General Muntu was championing the organization structures as an approach, as the best approach to dealing with the crisis that we have in the country and how we need to internally organize as a party.
20-something years that you've spent in FDC is such a long time. Do you mind sharing some of the colleagues you've grown with?
Yes.
In these years of the struggle?
in these years of the struggle, some of my close friends that I've grown up with include Comrade Sam Mugumya, who was incarcerated in Congo for over 8 years. We thank God that finally we managed to secure his freedom after 8 years in Congo prison, in Ndoro military prison. Another person is Mwijche Francis, the member of parliament for Uweju. He's also one of those that we started together and we are still together. And a number of others.
The deputy road mayor?
Well, that one came in much later. You know, he was in Makere as the deputy president, deputy guild president, but she was doing her good work elsewhere. We were not directly in touch. At least the two people that I have mentioned are the people whom we started together, and we are still together.
And Ingrid Tulinawe?
Yes, of course, from Rukunjiri. I don't know why I focused on only young people. Of course, there are quite a number of senior people. Ingrid Tulinawe, Roland Akajinda, former member of parliament for Rukunjiri. Of course, Dr. Kiza Besigye. Coming here in the central, people like Honorable Kasozi Ibrahim Makindye. Who else? Even Mwirupor now currently in Noop. There were guys like Frank Chehere is now in exile. Simon Rutarondwa is now in exile. Quite a number of our colleagues whom we were working very, very closely with. Yes.
Over the years, you've certainly paid a price for your politics.
True.
Have you, for instance, been to prison several times?
Yes, I had, but I personally had never been in prison until in 2011 May. I think it was around, no, it was not yet May. It was
worker.
Yes, walk to work campaign. When we launched our walk to work protests, then when we were, in a particular morning, I woke up very early. I went to Kasangati to start our processes with Dr. Besigye. We left home, and reaching Kasangati town, we were surrounded and brutally arrested. And that arrest that involved a lot of beating in those notorious police vans. I remember the UP 1931. Even the number plate is still fresh in my mind, because when they put us into that van, we went through hell. They beat us badly until they dumped us at Kasangat police station.
Not in Agalama?
No, this time it was Kasangat police station. We spent at Kasangat police station some time until we eventually went to, we were taken to Kasangat Magistrates Court. We were charged. That
very day?
Yes, that very day. We were charged by beating a policeman and doing what? Unlawful procession, and sent to Ruzera. That was my first time to go to Ruzera prison. And we spent Ruzera, I think about 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, we applied for bail. Our lawyers, David Mpanga and Ernest Karibara, of Mpanga and Company Advocates, they applied for bail. We got bail. At the court, when court released us to be free, the police van and the other funny guys, they surrounded the police station. I mean the court, the court premises. They surrounded and attempted to pick us, and we had to make a lot of phone calls, call in the media, do what, call our leaders, and they the policemen shied away from rearresting us, and we were sneaked away. So that is, so of course the other thing is regular being beaten in protests. You go in a protest, you come back when you are injured, batons everywhere, but that did not deter us. But of course there were also good things about this journey. that this journey of politics introduced me to people that I would never have met, who eventually became my good friends. And we became allies up to today. Today, if you asked me to mention 10 friends, it is likely that 8 out of 10 will be politicians. And those are people that I've come to know in that journey of politics. So clearly, I can't say that all was a waste. No, this journey has also been positive in a way. And also the idea of mentorship and being groomed. You can't work with people who are knowledgeable and committed and remain the same. So having had an opportunity to work with the statesmen and women enabled me to also be a bit upright. That is why I can run for party president. That's why I feel I can run for president of Uganda, because I have drunk from the wisdom of very knowledgeable gentlemen and ladies. Yes.
Okay, so you want to become the president of the party, which has had leaders for the last 19 years of its existence. What do you intend to do differently?
Thank you.
Especially in comparison with the current leadership.
Now, a number of things. The first one, previously our approach has been to have an office in every district. But somehow we get resource constrained and we can't afford to pay numerous offices for the numerous and ever increasing districts. I am proposing to the party and the delegates that this time around we consider a possibility of having sub-regional offices. For people who are in West Nile, we can establish for them a mini headquarter, a regional office in Arua to serve West Nile. For people who are in Kigezi, we can establish for them a good sub-regional office in Kabale. For people who are in Ankole, in Mbarara, for people who are in Toro Rwenzori, in Fort Potro, put 20 offices of those and throughout the country, and make sure that they are well equipped. Why should someone from Bukomansimbi have to come to Najjanankumbi? Let him go to Masaka, get a party card, buy a t-shirt, or get a new register, submit returns, and then the sub-regional office at Masaka can be able to deliver those things at Najjanankumbi. After all, even in our leadership structure, we have deputy presidents, deputy vice chairpersons. Those are people who will supervise work in those sub-regional offices. Secondly, it is important that when the party is going to go into an election, it has got candidates that are supported. I am proposing to put a printing unit in each of those 20 sub-regions for purposes of getting posters for at least our LC3 candidates going up, or even a parish, or as low as you can. When you have a printing unit, it doesn't have to be a mega one like the one at NASA, but at least, yes, but at least that LC3 chairperson who has accepted to carry the flag of FDC in a sub-county somewhere in Nakasero, he should be able to go just at Ruwero and be able to find, take there his photo, and he gets his 100 posters that he can put in 100 trading centers, and that will give visibility to the political party. Meanwhile, Najjanankumbi can continue printing for the party president. But those other candidates should be able to be supported at the lower level, and it is possible. The other thing is to be able to allocate some money to districts to afford them at least some activities. You cannot have a chairperson of FDC who fears to call a meeting because he doesn't have 25,000 shillings to buy a box of water that he can serve executive members. You know, we are a little fortunate that by virtue of our representation in Parliament, we get some money from the Electoral Commission. That money is meant to support the party. Party support and services are not in Najjanankumbi. There is no service at Najjanankumbi. Services are at the ground because that's where supporters are. So let's go in our budget and say each district will at least get 300,000 per month. Just 300,000 to enable the chairman to also call for a meeting, have a sign post in front of an office, put a few plastic chairs inside, you know, have a TV there where they can get news or a radio, and also when there is a burial of a party member, at least go there as a team, afford money for the taxi to go to bury our member. That is what we want, to make the party visible.
That's affordable.
It is affordable.
300 per district.
Yes, because 300,000 per district. Even if we were 200, even if we were 200 districts, I don't know. That is around 600 million. I don't know.
60.
Only.
It doesn't even
you can
reach
imagine. So it is affordable. It is possible. The other thing is that we have got a large community of students in universities and other tertiary institutions who are our supporters. They have those chapters. Ugandans who have followed me for some time remember that actually in around 2018, I moved around the country meeting all of those chapters and campaigning and supporting them. In that year, we got over 16 guild presidents. My proposal is that we can support those chapters, but also support the individuals, students. You know, someone has been an FDC mobilizer in MUBS and he wants just a place for internship. As a party, you are in a position to reach out to different people, different media houses, as a party when you are lobbying, you are not like that individual of MUBS. When a party writes to Mulengera News and say we want 3 internship placements, Mulengera would be in a position to easily consider it than just an individual approaching that media house. So we can make that initiative and even assist our students to get internships. But also we can secure scholarship placements. Quite a number of schools and universities, both here and outside, that are offering scholarships. As an individual, it might be difficult. They are going to ask you, who are you, where do you come from, what have you. But if it is a political party writing a list of 15 students and saying, we are sending you these students, this is a university in Nigeria or in West Africa, Ghana or whatever, you realize that that university will find it easy to listen and receive that kind of proposal than just an individual student. Another thing that I'm considering very, very strongly is the idea of you know, the party right now, the party organs are a little fused and confused. My plan is to ensure that we do some administrative reforms at Najjanankumbi that enable NEC to sit and function normally, that enable management committee to sit and function, that enable National Council to sit without interruption and take the necessary decisions, that enable delegates conference to be composed in the way it should be according to the Constitution. Right now, one of the challenges we have is that you've got individuals that have usurped the powers of the various party organs and committees into their hands. You've got a treasurer who doesn't know where money came from or where it has gone. And yet a treasurer of the party a treasury is a very serious office. So those reforms are very, very key. It is important that we rebuild alliances with other democracy-seeking organizations or political parties and individuals. Right now, our relationship with these other parties has died. Our relationship with NUP has died. Our relationship with other colleagues, very vibrant colleagues. When did you last see Ruchamus at the Najjanankumbi headquarters? Ruchamus, one of the senior people.
It's a friendly force.
And yet he's a friendly force. You know, we want to see those guys being free with us. So rebuilding alliances is key, including some people in NRM. There are those who are in NRM, but they would want a democratic change because they know that a violent change is bad for them, for everyone. So we need to set up that. That and a number of other things are some of the things that we are focusing on, to be able to revive the morale, to revamp this party, revive the morale of the supporters, and reunite the party into becoming one.
Now, some months ago, some leaders converged at Nsambya, and you were one of the people who spoke. The things you said there were not very friendly with the leadership at the headquarters. One would expect that would have complicated the process to have you nominated. What was your experience like?
Yes.
As you sought to be nominated and challenge the president of the party?
But my nomination at Najjanankumbi, they did not nominate me because I am their friend or anything. The public, they are feeling the weight of the public backlash. The public is concerned that they are trying to push away whoever opposes them. The public is concerned that they are trying to fight Besigye and his supporters. And so they said, okay, let's have Moses nominated so that the public may not think that what they say is actually the truth. So it's not that they nominated me because they love me, no. Or that because maybe I rebuilt my relationship with them, no. No.
Your views have not changed.
My views have not changed. They know I am a Besigye diehard. They know in the deepest part of my heart I am a Katonga diehard. But they said, okay, let's have him. He's let's say I don't know whether they can say a lesser evil.
Even to seem inclusive.
Yes, to be seen inclusive. So even me, I go there knowing that that's their mission. I know they don't love me, they don't like me, but it's fine. All I want is a platform to say my views, because we've built FDC together. We are all equal shareholders, so I should not be denied a chance of a platform in an organization that I've also partly built.
Didn't people get shocked seeing you becoming like the staff, the support staff at the...
Yes, when I went there, they were very shocked. And you know, later Najjanankumbi has got those vigilantes that are ever occupying the place. When you reach at the gate, they first say who has come, they consult, do we open, do we not open? But for me, even with that kind of seemingly violent environment, we've been in more violent environments than those. We faced Omar and his goons. So for me, that's not the problem. So I said I will go there. I mean, that is home.
Did they first consult?
Yes, of course I could see they were inside the gate, seeing me through the door. I don't know how they were consulting, who they were consulting. Then they let me in. I said, I have come here, I want forms. They gave me forms. I filled them. I went to the bank and paid money.
How much?
5 million shillings. Each of us, candidates for president, paid 5 million shillings. And that was all. So, it's not that I am in this race because my friends like me.
So when you came with your supporters on the nomination day, was it yesterday? A day before?
Tactfully, because I know that environment, I said I'm not going to go with anyone. Because you see, when you go with anyone, you are drawing yourself closer to them. They might say, yaze n'abayayi, oba baze nabo tetubategeera, oba waliwo abadde asitudde ekintu kyetutategedde mu nsawo, oba bwe babadde bayingira waliwo eyatulinnye ku kigere. I said I'm going around.
Deliberately.
I want to see who says Byamugisha Moses should not enter. I don't want even to go with anyone so that they raise questions of that one yatuvumako. I am going alone in my right as a candidate. I want to see how they want to nominate me from the roadside. They have to let me in. And that's how I came in.
In the end, how were you treated?
I went there. I was nominated very well. Even yesterday when I went back, because I got nominated a day before yesterday. Yesterday I was on TV seeing, then I realized they had called delegates. I said, delegates want to be in Jagaramwaka, so I stormed their meeting. From nowhere they saw me. When they saw me, they said, even if Byamugisha has come, they gave me a seat on the high table. Of course I knew they are not giving me a seat because they think I've joined them, but they want to be seen as inclusive. This is politics. It's about.
Were you able to take a soda or a cup of tea with them?
I was very, very careful. They brought some bottles of water, quite a number, about 8 of them. They began giving people. The good thing they were giving, as it passes, you give to your neighbor. So I was careful on how I made a choice.
Was the Secretary General there?
This was the Secretary General, this was the party president. I was sitting in the middle.
Did you get to engage a little bit, to speak to?
Yes, we spoke. Of course, they were very angry against Besigye and.
They talked to you, said, "You man, we are not happy with your people."
They would be talking, even on the microphone. They were talking officially, but they would tell me now, these people should have been here. They would be here in Najjanankumbi. They shouldn't complain from outside. They should come here and we compete. Whoever wins. That's the kind of conversation we were having. Yes.
So, do you have any fears about the process you're subjecting yourself to?
The fears really, I have.
That it may not be
I
fair.
have lowered the bar so low that I do not expect so much. So there can't be any disappointments. I even told the president on microphone, I said, previously
they gave you a microphone and you spoke?
Yes, I spoke.
Oh.
Yes. I told the party president, I said, Chief, last time me and you campaigned for 90 days. Here we are going to campaign for 10 days.
10 only?
Because election is on 6th October. Election is on 6th October. So those
Which is already indicative of unfairness.
Yes, that alone shows you that the balance is tilted one side. We don't have Western Uganda in the process. And I said this. I said 20 districts of Western Uganda are not part of this process. They are left out.
They are not going to vote.
They are not going to vote. They don't have delegates in the delegates conference. How can that be? I said, Secretary General and Party President, we need to think about this issue before we go into the election. You can't have 20 districts.
So it was a platform for you to raise issues again.
Yes, yes, I said, we can't afford to proceed. And I said, I don't want to be a party president who is voted by just one region. I want to win a national vote. So whether they got late or whatever, we know what happened. Let them be organized to participate in this electoral process. That's what I said also. So when they gave me a microphone, I spoke my mind.
For how long?
No, well, nobody stopped me. I spoke until I reasonably. Yeah, maybe like 5-6 minutes. But I spoke and felt like I didn't want to make them uncomfortable waiting. I was being reasonable. But I spoke
because of the environment.
Yes, I spoke my views. I said, I know I'm speaking to a very strange environment, a strange audience. I can see you have t-shirts of my opponent and what have you. I know what is going on, but I have to inform you of a few things. And I said, I'm not happy. I am hurt that things are going on when my colleagues in Katonga are not part of this, because I know they love FDC and they would want to come back, and we will have to work to ensure that they come back. You, the delegates, if you want to reunite this party and rebuild confidence in the public, you must vote a person with fresh ideas. It cannot be the same person who is being blamed. Vote a person who has fresh ideas that can be trusted, and then we can have our party back. All of that I told them. You know, the public has been made to believe that there is maybe Team Katonga and maybe Team Najjanankumbi. I've said there is nothing like Team Najjanankumbi. Maybe there is Team Katonga and Team Chambu. But Najjanankumbi is for all of us. We all belong there. Nobody can have a claim on Najjanankumbi. It belongs all of us. And I think that by me participating in this election, and going for that for that process,
you have
that
changed your mind.
I've changed my mind. Oh, Besigye has abandoned Besigye. He has now maybe joined the Mugati party, the money makers. Maybe they have shared with him some money.
To legitimize the process.
Not to legitimize. In 2017, I contested for party president. I was not legitimizing anyone. Even in this process, I cannot be legitimizing anyone. What is there to legitimize? What is my candidature going to remove Dr. Besigye's word that Nandala and Amuriat ate money from Museveni? Is it going to remove it? Is my candidature going to make the image of Nandala and Amuriat appear good in public than it is now? There's nothing to legitimize. The purpose I am in this race, the reason why I'm in this race is that, first of all, not all the 956 delegates who are in this delegates conference now are all supporters of Nandala and Paul. There are those who want change. Actually, a big number of them want change. They would want a new leadership that can do things different.
Even when they are delegates.
Yes, even when they are delegates. You know, don't think that all of those 956 delegates that they were handpicked by Nandala. No, if he had capacity to handpick,
he would have.
These 20 districts in Western Uganda would be having delegates.
They are still there because he has failed to get people.
Yes, yes, you can't handpick people. Yes, you can influence some of your friends to go in, but not everywhere. So that delegates conference has very many people who are opposed to Nandala, who are opposed to POA. Those people need leadership.
And you know these people?
Yes, those people need leadership. Those people need to be guided, and that is why I'm in this race. Secondly, these are the ones that they had picked, who don't know where we have come from as a party.
The kiwaani delegates.
Yes, who think that FDC has begun today, who have been given money to tarnish the name of Dr. Besigye and everyone. I need to tell them. That's why I'm in this race. I need to tell them that you guys, Rome was not built in 3 days like you are talking about. FDC has not begun with you guys. There were delegates before, and there's going to be delegates after you. These leaders you are tarnishing on social media and everywhere, they have worked to put this in the headquarters that you are sitting in, to give you a name FDC that has given you a belonging. You can disagree with them, but you cannot go around tarnishing them like that. So I need to tell them, and tell them that these people, although they've given you money to become delegates and what have you, you cannot move alone. We need the other group as well. Someone needs to tell them, and that's why I'm in this race. Yes.
So the 20 districts of Western Uganda, can we name some of them?
Yes.
It would be interesting to have them on record.
The 20 districts of Western Uganda that did not participate, they include Kabale, they include Shema, Ntungamo, Kazo, Mbarara, Isinjiro, Ibanda, Rubirizi, Bushenyi, Chibale, Chikube, Kakumiro, Masindi, Kanungu, Chisoro, Rukunjiri. I don't know how many of those are, because on my list I also have other districts
which have problems,
which did not participate, including Mbale City. It doesn't have delegates.
Mbale City of the Secretary General.
Yes, Mbale City doesn't have delegates. Kweni district, another district in his sub-region, doesn't have delegates. Buko has half. Karachi district, a district in Teso, which is neighboring Amuriat's district, it also doesn't have districts.
Delegates.
Apache doesn't have in Lango. Amuru in Guru doesn't have. Guru itself doesn't have. Kitgum doesn't have. Zombo in Western Nile doesn't have delegates. Maracha doesn't have. Diantonde doesn't have. Ruero, Chiboga, Mukono, Kayunga, all those do not have.
Okay. How have you managed to establish this information, sir?
As a nominated candidate, I am given a register.
This is according to their official register.
This is the official register. Even if they gave you a copy now or you talked to them, they would tell you this is the official register.
So it's an incomplete register.
It is an incomplete register. Today morning I called one of them. They said there are some of the districts that are ironing out their issues and are being readmitted. So we are given a provisional register. But even then, that tells you that if we are one Uganda, one people, we cannot claim to proceed with an exercise where we are leaving all these people out.
In total, how many districts are these? Western and non-Western.
I know 125 districts are on the register.
Yes.
I think in total Uganda has got 146. I don't recall. So the total minus 125. That's the number of districts that are not on the register.
Okay.
You know, and let me tell you, let me tell the viewers, as FDC, we came from very far to bring Western Uganda on board. A lot of work was done. Museveni had covered them under a basket, telling them, you people, don't vote for Besigye and FDC. These people, if they win, you people, your children whom you sent to Kampala, to Makere, you see you where they will be chased from Kampala. Your sons and daughters, the businesses they have in Kampala, they will be chased from Kampala. Don't vote for these other people of the opposition. That's what Museveni was telling us.
It was not easy.
Then we sat down with people, educated them.
Gradually.
Gradually. 22 years down the road. Then you want to organize a delegates conference that leaves out such a region that was beginning to warm up. Remember, you are losing out on your historical regions like Acholi. NRM now is digging in Acholi. Instead of also digging in Western Uganda that was beginning to respond, giving UMPs in Kigezi, in Ankole, then you begin to lose it in Kasese, in simply clumsy politics, because you are worried of bringing a region that opposes you. That doesn't make sense. So we are in this race to raise all those voices. Because if we are not in, nobody will talk about it.
Correct.
Yes, nobody will talk about it. Of course, I see in the public, our colleagues, most of them say, oh, Byamugisha, maybe he has joined them, he has done what? Me, Byamugisha Moses. People have track record. In these 20 years I've spent in this process, I have not been in darkness. Ugandans can shine a torch on me in my student life, in my useful life as an activist, where I am now. Clearly, I have a record. And so, an election is an event. We have been built by processes. An election is just an event. It cannot shape who I am.
Correct. Now, Moses, that issue of being misunderstood even by colleagues in Katonga and the like, maybe it's because you didn't consult enough. How widely did you consult before making this decision?
I wasn't sure that I was going to be nominated. I wanted to first get nominated successfully, and they declare me
a candidate.
Then I can begin to talk to my friends that, by the way, as you saw, I am a candidate. And this is my thinking. Then I share with them. But I've also tried to give explanations. I've shared out audios, I've shared videos on my Twitter, in WhatsApp groups, trying to explain my agenda really. A number of them have watched and they give me positive feedback. But I feel I did also formally meet them. People like Dr. Kiza Besigye, that have trusted me for long. I owe him an explanation on how I am doing things. Yeah, and I will do it.
Okay. Then the threat, the person you are standing against, has he tried to reach out to you? Certainly it's in his interest to be an opposite.
Yes. You know, nobody would have loved to have an opponent. Make no mistake, nobody wants an opponent. You see, as FDC, we used to field the candidates in Sembabule, in Kutesa. We would field the candidate. Then the candidate would never get nominated. He would disappear, would do what, he would do, switch off calls, would do what. So, Tesa, every time we would identify a candidate, some of Tesa would either intimidate him, or arrest him, or bribe him, or connive with these officials to fail him,
To find
or
a reason.
even when he's nominated, he makes him like he would even not get nominated. He would never allow a scenario where someone would get nominated.
Yes.
Why? Because he knows how he is getting hold on to people. He knows that he's holding people by their neck, and if they get a chance, they can make a protest vote. Amliat, who has been bashed in public for all these weeks, is not the type who would want to go in an election and have an opponent. That's why I laugh when some people say maybe Moses was bribed to go and contest. Oh, please. Has any one of you guys ever contested? Do you know what it means to have an opponent? Even when we are in school, just being a class, to have an opponent, you don't wish to have an opponent because you are not sure how the voters will be. They can disappoint you on the last minute like they are going to do. So, my good friends, the viewers of Mulengera Media Platform, I would like to give you assurance that the Moses you know is this Moses. That I am so keen with every step that I make, and that I know that the effort I am involved in is intended to benefit us as a struggle and as a party. There is no doubt about that. Nobody has given me anything. Nobody has told me anything. Not even a WhatsApp message of hi. Nobody. Because I think they also don't trust me. They don't trust me. First of all, let me tell the viewers, I started working for this thing as early as 2013. People have forgotten. In 2015, I offered to run for presidential flag bearer against Dr. Besigye and General Muntu
Of the FDC.
of the FDC. I went and picked forms.
Then?
I returned forms only for the electoral commission to say we cannot nominate you because you are still below 35 years and the constitution ya Uganda yalekyagamba nti you have to be 35 years to run for president of Uganda. But I was running against Dr. Besigye and General Muntu.
That early.
That early. People should know we are motivated by other factors really, not just handouts. That's the track record that I was telling you. As early as 2013, I was already moving around the country. You can ask like Wafuro Gutu. Wafuro Gutu was the leader of opposition around towards the end of 2013, 2014 there. He was the leader of opposition. At first it was Nandala. All those guys know that for me, every Friday I would work half a day at Parliament.
You worked under both?
I worked under both. I only exited when Winnie Chiza was coming in.
Okay.
All those guys know that I would only work half a day when it is on a Friday.
Why?
Because I would have to travel either to Queen to meet youth. I'm going to Kaperabyong to meet the FDC leaders. I'm going to Windiwujo to meet a group of women of FDC as early as 2013. And all of this is on record. So for me, how I engage in these things really, I have quite a number of considerations that a number of people may not really focus on. You know, a number of people may not focus on. But otherwise, this is the Byamugisha Moses. They prayed for me. I'm not going anywhere. Nothing can dent me.
So, do you have some people assisting you to run this campaign across the country?
Yes. One of the things that we did
within
within
the party,
this particular campaign,
the delegates.
within the party, yes. So when we went for National Council,
you were a member of National Council?
No, I didn't. But when, as a party, when we were going for that National Council, which had many problems.
The most recent one.
The most recent one. When we attended, when we conducted the National Council, you see there was a lot of violence. Nandala had employed gangster politics, and it was not possible for us to have a meaningful discussion. When that meeting ended, I looked at the situation. I looked at Nandala and his colleagues on how they are trying to run the process. I looked at our plans with the other colleagues. I looked at my appreciation of the situation and what I would feel should be my contribution. You know, because sometimes when you are aggregating views, you need to know, is this the view of a supporter or this is a view of a leader? We don't, those two classes don't have the same views. So there is how I look at things as a leader, not just as a supporter. So I took a decision that I was going to reach out to like-minded people like me. We mobilize people to become delegates, and we go and mount pressure on Nandala and Amulet. And I started mobilizing for it.
So you have some delegates
yes,
in there?
There are people, quite a number of them.
That you encouraged to
yes,
take up
that I encouraged who become delegates, and we are there. We are going to make very good noise, like Bongo was saying. Yes, we are going to voice out these concerns. They may take the day, but we are going to voice out these concerns. They should be attended to.
Okay.
Yes.
Then, as a duly nominated candidate, is there a set of do's and don'ts which you have been told you must abide by as you campaign? By the Electoral
Commission. Of course, the usual things of don't engage in mudsliding, involving in character assassination and dirtening the name of your opponent unnecessarily, not involved in vote bribery, you know, shouldn't bribe voters, the ordinary things that they usually tell us. Yes, they said it. Because I think they don't know yet who I am. Nobody has cautioned me, for example, on not talking about, I don't know, but they have only been just ordinary cautions by the EC, the usual ones that we have always been with.
So how do you intend to cover the whole country in just 10 days? Have we started counting the 10 days already? Or
yes.
So
the election is on 6th October. Today, I don't know, it's 20 what? Maybe we...
22nd. Today is 22nd.
22nd. Officially, campaigns will start on Monday. Monday will be maybe around 25th. So, the whole point is that we do not have a chance to go in the field effectively like we did last time. I'm looking at other avenues of reaching out to delegates. Immediately when I got nominated, I sent an SMS to all delegates and informed them that I had gotten nominated.
You said they are 900 and what?
956.
Okay.
Yesterday, I also sent them another message informing them that our team is putting up together a program and I would be able to visit them once the program is ready. I want them to keep warmed up to our message. I have recorded videos that I'm sending on main WhatsApp groups where most of the delegates are. Although, of course, I know not all delegates are on WhatsApp, but I've sent videos. I've also sent audios which can even play on a katochi, not necessarily on a smartphone. So we are trying to use very many avenues to reach out to delegates.
So you don't intend to go to each and every, obviously you can't manage.
No, you can't manage. I will just look at selected few. I haven't decided which one. I'll look at selected few.
But you intend to go to regions at regional level?
Yes.
Then do you know of some like-minded Katonga leaning people who have equally opted to participate in this process? Do you know of any?
Not at the high leadership level.
In this delegates conference?
In terms of delegates, yes, in terms of delegates, yes, I know there are people whom we've been working closely with as Katonga who have been able to come here as delegates. I may not mention them because I don't want them to be targeted.
To be deleted.
To be deleted in the register differentialized. But clearly they are there. I know quite a number of them and we are talking closely. But I'm also talking to their delegates. Because, like I told you, most of them also don't like the fact that FDC is in news for wrong reasons. So I keep talking to them and I say, by the way, musobola okukola enkyukakyuka ebintu ne bitereera. Bwe munaalekawo ono mujja kusigala mu mawulire. Anaakwata bendera eyo mu kyalo ng'ono kyaliwo bajja kuba bamugamba mwe mwalya. Bajja kuba bagamba mwe mwalya. So muteeke omuntu omulala tuleete emboozi empya
tufune new beginning.
Tufune new beginning. Mufune kye mubuulira abantu. Kubanga nze in one of the programs, one of the things that I want to do immediately when I become party president is to open doors for a forensic audit of the party's accounts to ascertain the source, amount and usage of the party resources. The moment I do that effectively, it will give supporters confidence but also the public confidence. Katanabeere yekisolo oba kapera byongo ba amulia tewagenda kumugamba waliya because he will say no, the new party president made an investigation and these were revelations. So if there was money eaten, it was eaten by those individuals who have since left the party. So naye bwe banaalemera oyo omukadde bajja kukafiira.
He hasn't tried to reach you so far, trying to suggest maybe pull out or something?
No, he has not.
You think because he's too proud or he's too paranoid towards you?
No, because he knows.
Suspicious.
Because he knows that I am a very honest guy, even to myself. He knows we contested last time, so I'm not in this restaurant that he talks to me nicely. No, he knows last time we contested.
Yes.
And I campaigned vigorously.
To the end.
Can I tell you that in that election of 2017, it was me and General Muntu who were actually known nationally. It was only me and General Muntu who were known nationally. I was known because I had moved around a lot, but also because I had been working closely with Dr. Besigye. General Muntu was known because he had been an incumbent. These other ones were regional.
So you were more known than POA.
Yes. And I had more support indeed. It was only until Dr. Besigye came in to campaign for POA that the balance tilted. Otherwise, I should have been party president. It was not supposed to be him.
This is when Munyagwa pulled out Mbalaka Munyagwa.
Yes.
For POA.
Yes.
He must be very disappointed now.
I should ask him. I should meet him and ask him.
Yes.
But those are the things.
Yes. Moses Byamugisha, thank you very much for your time, sir.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Mulengera Media viewers. I ask you to keep watching. I'm sure that this is not going to be the last conversation we are having on this platform. Before the voting happens, perhaps we shall have another conversation. But I applaud all of you for the support, for the SMSs, for the messages. I'm still waiting for the mobile money. It is yet to come. But yes. I really thank all of you for supporting Mulengera Media and also for supporting me.
Thank you very much, sir.